everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello, welcome to the second annual Come Book Shopping with Us. I am just about to go pick up my friend Sophia, who you met in last year's video, and you guys should be following her on TikTok, and she's going to be coming over to YouTube. We need to bully her to come over to YouTube, bully her in the nicest way, but we're gonna go buy some books. We're gonna go get some books today. I am definitely not gonna be getting as much as last year because I don't have any gift cards. I had one and then I looked at it last night and it expired in 2023. So I'm gonna have to go figure out how to get the funds off of that. But I'm gonna go get like maybe 1 or 2 books today, maybe 3, depending on how much I wanna like actually spend today. But we're gonna go because also I just got a box of books from Book Outlet. So I don't need any books. But like if any call to me today, we'll be picking some up. But I'm really interested to hear what Sophia's got planned because she said she had a list. She's got gift cards. So let's go book shopping. Let's go book shopping. Okay. Oh my god. First stop done. Sophia is here. Hi. What is your plan from now on for today?
I have a list of things that I want to get with my gift cards.
Okay.
I want to get Daydream by Hannah Grace.
Right.
And I want to get Swift and Saddled by
Lila Sage.
Lila Sage. Yes.
Nice.
Because I just got the third
newest one. Yeah.
And I got the second for the Elsie Silver ones.
Woo.
And the third one's not out, which I keep thinking it is, but it's not. I just keep seeing it on Instagram.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm just here for the vibes today.
But you got some stuff.
I did. I got 2 books.
I'm here for the vibes of buying books.
Yeah, literally. I picked up a copy of The Blighted Stars by Megan O'Keefe because I really want this book. I've read it. I love it. So now I have a copy of it. Yay. And then I picked up a copy of Heavenly Tyrant by Sharon J. Zhao, which is amazing, fun. Second one in this duology, and it's 30% off.
Woo woo! On to McNally. We
Both
go.
of these were 40 something, which
Mine
is the
too.
price of one hardcover.
Yeah. But
On
even
to
then,
McNally.
like, for Americans, that's probably like, you got $2, 2 books for $40.
Well, Americans can usually do that because they're paperbacks.
They can do way more.
Yeah. Guys, Canadian book prices are just the shit. Anyways, off to our favorite indie for a book browse and some food. Oh my god. Welcome back to a completely different version of light.
We're in pure darkness now.
So that happens when it gets dark at 4.
Fuck.
How do you feel today?
I feel so accomplished.
Yeah?
I feel like we got a lot of books, but I was lucky enough that everything that I wanted was on sale a little bit, and I also
Hey.
got gift cards, so I don't feel too bad.
Hell yeah. What'd you get?
I got Daydream by Hannah Grace, which is the third one in her Icebreaker series. And then I also got the light. And then I also got Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood because I just read Bride and it reminded me of how much I love Allie Hazelwood because she's my girl.
Didn't you read Not in Love recently?
No. I read
Check and Mate. That's
Check
what
and
it
Mate,
is.
which I also adored.
Yes.
And then I got a Goddess of Love tarot deck because one of my New Year's resolutions was to get into tarot and just become more in tune with myself and be that bitch.
You should put the package of cards in
So-
the box
I should do that.
so that they don't get
Where is she?
lost.
Lost in the darkness of my purse.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you get?
I got 3 more. I got A Shadow Crown, which is the second book in the Halfling Saga, because I'm determined to read this whole saga this year. And then I got the sequel to These Burning Stars by Bethany Jacobs, which I didn't even realize was out. So it's On Vicious Worlds. I can't remember if this is a trilogy or a duology, but now I have the sequel. And then I also got the last book in the Megan E. O'Keefe series because they had it in stock. So now I just need book 2, but I have that one out from the library currently. So
This is all from
I'm
the girl that
prepped.
said, I don't know if I'm getting anything today.
I started this video literally saying, like, I think I maybe 2 or 3 books. 5 books later. Who guessed that, though? Because let's be real. Anyways. How do we feel?
Successful day.
Accomplished.
Yeah.
Delicious lunch.
We did everything we set out to do.
We did.
We had a lovely server who I
Oh my God,
love
he
and
was
miss
so
already.
nice.
And then I had a great conversation with a cashier at one
You
of the bookstores we went
did.
to.
He was
so
a
I need to
cutie.
go back.
Yes, we need to go back and get Sophia his number. We should have got his number. Now that I'm thinking about it.
We're not those girls. We're not
No,
brave
we're not.
enough.
No. 2025 for the plot. That's what it should be, just for the plot.
For the plot.
Anyways, it's cold as balls.
My hands are freezing. They're like cramping.
Oh, thank you for coming with
Thank
me.
you for hanging out. This is our third year in
Third
a row
annual, yeah.
doing our little book shopping date.
First weekend of the
First
year.
week of the year.
I love it. It's our new tradition.
So you won't see me until next year.
Lies. You're in all of my videos, basically. All my vlogs whenever I see people. Anyways. Let's warm up. 'Cause I have to defrost all this bullshit too. And just like that, friends, I am back home. Dropped Sophia off at home. And that brings us to the end of our day. The end of our bookstore shopping day. I got more books than I planned on doing because of course I did. Of course I did. But I'm excited because they're literally all sequels except for this one, which is the first one, but I've already read it. So I'm adding 4 books to my TBR. They're all sequels, which is great. This is the sequel and finale to this one. And then this is the 3rd book to this series, which goes with this one. Book 2 is from the library currently. Neither of the stores had it. If they did have a copy of the 2nd book, I would have bought it so that I could have all 3 because I really enjoyed book 1 and I have high hopes for the rest of this trilogy, but who knows? And then of course, this is also a sequel and I love the purple. It's very good. But yeah. And this one. Sequels everywhere, my friends. I'm glad that I did that. Lots and lots and lots of sequels. So, gonna finish some trilogies and some series this year. But anyways, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me and Sophia today. Hello, friends. I thought I'd pop in because this video is already quite short, but I wanted to pop in and kind of talk about the books that I have acquired so far this year, because I did mention just now in this video, in this clip that you just watched, the book outlet boxes that I acquired. And if you had watched my holiday vlog that's going to be going up for me in 2 days, for you guys it'll have already been up. If you go watch that, I do unbox those boxes in there, or I've put them on TikTok as well. But I have already acquired 14 new books. Granted, 5 of those books were at the end of last year. I'm just throwing them all in here because I'm considering them all brand new TBR books for this year. So I have acquired 14 new books. I have already read 3 of them. The ones that I have read, I've read already The Blighted Stars by Megan E. O'Keefe. I have read Seven Devils by Laura Lamb and Elizabeth May. And I have read The Poisons We Drink by Bethany Baptiste. Those, the 2 other ones, those were from book outlet boxes that I got. But the other ones that I got from those boxes, I did not realize how many I got. 14 books, 11 of which are being added to my TBR. So I'm going to do a little screen recording. We're going to look at my physical TBR on Storygraph, and we're going to kind of talk about the reading plans I have for this year with that 160 book TBR. It is 160 books because I have 2 more books coming to me, because of course I fucking do, because I ordered off of the Book Archive. The Book Archive is a Canadian specific indie online bookstore, and they had posted right at the end of the year like they had a goal of hitting a certain amount of orders to like, and they were 4 away from hitting that goal. So I was like, I gotta, and they were having a little bit of a sale, and one of them was on like, well, one of them was only like $9. So I talked myself into it and got 2 books off of that. And they're also both Canadian authors, and one of them is an Indigenous author, which is Berry Pickers, and the other one is, I keep wanting to say a Pakistani author, but let me double check. Yes, it's a Pakistani romantic fantasy retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo. It is YA, which is my one gripe, but it is absolutely fucking stunning of a cover. I have only heard like good things. I haven't heard many things, but the things that I've heard are good things. But like, look at this fucking cover. It is so pretty. I'm so excited. I am so excited. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by the fact that it is a Pakistani romantic fantasy, and it's also a retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo. Very exciting. I'm ready. Anyways, so those two, and I'll show you the Berry Pickers as well, because I've heard really good, this is by Amanda Peters. I've heard really good things about this. I believe this author is Indigenous. Yeah, because it's a 4-year-old Micmac girl goes missing from the blueberry fields of Maine, sparking a tragic mystery that haunts the survivors, unravels the community, and remains unsolved for nearly 50 years. This doesn't sound like something I would love, but on TikTok, there are a few creators who have been talking about this book and how much it hit for them. So I had to pick it up, and it was a used copy off of the book archive. So I'm excited for this. So this is coming to me as well. Anyways, let's look first. Cop-Out. I have officially started filling out my Cop-Out spreadsheet, and I am going to track my actually hauled books better this year. I have already tracked in my Illumicrate journal, there is a monthly book haul page, and I'm only tracking the ones that I have physically bought in 2025 in this book, because I don't have 14 spaces to track all 14 of these books. So I tracked the 5 that I bought with SOFIA in this video. And then in my Cop-Out spreadsheet, that's where I'm tracking everything. And I added in the 14, all the books from the 2 Book Outlet boxes, even though I did order them last year. I'm just considering them part of the TBR, so I had to put them in here, you know? Anyways, okay, but yeah, 14 books. Of those, 3 of those read, 3. And overall, it cost me 206 Canadian doll hairs, which is really interesting to see because these 3 books is a sum of 115. And then we have the rest of them as a sum of 91. So thank God for Book Outlet, because that would be skyrocketingly higher than this. I literally just had a conversation with my friend Julie over text. She was astonished at book prices because she just went to the bookstore and saw a book for $46. And that is where things are heading. Like, hardcovers now, a fantasy hardcover that is not young adult, is $36 to $38 on average. Sometimes they're $40, sometimes they're $42. And then the like hardcover YA books are usually like $25 to $30, but they're more or less are going to be upwards of $30, $32 now. I remember when hardcovers were $20 and my dad would complain about the prices then when I was a kid and like going to buy books. He would have a cow if he understood how, and if he knew how much money I was spending on books, because one hardcover book is $40 now with tax. And that's still with my 10% discount card. Like, it is absurd. Anyways, like the paperbacks were good. These aren't the exact prices of every single book that I bought. Like, I did not look at the receipts and like pull the exact price. I just looked at my like bank app for the final numbers at what I spent at each store, and then divided that number by how many books I bought at each store and got these numbers from there. These are the 14 books, technically 11 because I have read 3 of them. The 11 books that I'm going to be adding to my TBR into 2025, which is now. So let's take a look at my story graph, and we're going to look at what I have on my unread bookshelf. Here it is. So I'm very good at keeping up with what books I have brought into my house, immediately going onto this owned bookshelf. And as soon as I read the books, they come the fuck off of this. So we have 158 books on this list so far, plus the 2 that are coming in from the book archive. So 160 books on my physical TBR. Owned books. I immediately take books off this list once I've read them. This is my way of tracking how many physical TBR books I have, which does mess up one stat of mine at the end of the year, because it shows you on the Storygraph wrap up, like how many books you've read that you've owned, that like how many of the books you read this year are from your owned pile. But because I don't mark any of the books that I read as owned, I remove them from the list. It just says you didn't read any of your owned books. So I'm just like, I did, but you just don't know that. So it does mess up that stat, but I don't mind because this is what I use this list for the most. I need to know how many physical books I have. But yeah, let's have a little scroll. I think we have a really good selection of books for this year coming up for sure. I found this J.L. Richardson at the thrift store for like $3. I was very happy about it. Another sequel that I can finish this trilogy off. This is a sequel to a book that I haven't read. I do have The Goblin Emperor on my TBR though. I have a lot of Anne McCaffrey, Dragon Riders of Pern. I kind of want to get into Dragon Riders of Pern this year. I think that would be fun. I definitely want to read The Parable of Sower, or Sower, Parable of the Sower. I'm Afraid You Got Dragons, another dragon book. We got lots of fun things. You'll probably have seen a lot of these newer ones on my channel at some point. Gods of the Weirdwood, I really want to get to that one this year. RJ Barker. We got Martha Wells' City of Bones. There she be. I can remove that from this list. Okay, so that means I have 157 currently on this list. More sequels, other kinds of things. Oh, this is all of the books that I got at the literary festival I went to last July. So it has just in a row, it's all of the books I got at the literary festival, which is really satisfying to see. I'm not going to lie. I picked these two up when I was at the store out there. And then we have 2 special editions that I found on Facebook Marketplace that I added to this. And then this one, I have 3 special editions back to back to back to back. Blackheart Man is an arc, actually. I have an arc of it from HarperCollins, I believe. We got so many, guys. I also really would like to get into the Bone Season series this year as well. Think book 5 is coming out this month. I could be wrong, but I have 4 of them on this list. The Bone Season is just really far down. All of like the new rewritten, re-released ones, which is very exciting. I don't know why this is on here. It's there, I guess. It is a book that I bought to read and I have not read it yet. I read some of it. All My Rage, Foe, Honey Witch. I have so many books to read, guys. I'm excited for this Nyedi Okorafor as well. I've read a couple Nyedi Okorafors. I read one in university. I read Lagoon, and it was a very strange book to read, but I did really weirdly like Lagoon. I don't know. It was a very strangely narrated situation. And then I've also read Binti. I didn't like that one though. But I'm interested in the Who Fears Death. You can kind of see what all the possibilities are. And if you see a book on this list that you think, Jenna, you should read this right away, like I think you should put this at the top of your TBR, tell me in the comments. Put it in the comments. These are all the Wheel of Time books. 8, 7, 6, 5. I just moved them all under my bed as well. I just redid my shelves. I moved some of my bigger taking up too much room series. I removed my Cassandra Clare books off the shelves and my Wheel of Time books and my Game of Thrones books. They're all living under my bed now because I needed more room on my shelves. And now my shelves are so beautiful. Now they're nice and clean. But yeah, if you see any books in this list that you're like, Jenna, fucking read this, tell me in the comments. And I might do a vlog for it. So this is also the way that I do every February and July. I always give this list to my friends and I have them pick off of it to, pick my TBR because my friends pick my TBR every February and July. So that's coming up. So they'll have access to this list and they will be able to tell me what I should be reading for a month or what I will be reading for a month, which is exciting. So hopefully they pick well. I don't know if I'm going to do any gimmicks to it this time or just send the list into the chat, have them all pick one. But yeah, so these are all the books. The internet is deciding that it doesn't want to load in the cover thumbnails anymore. There we go. But yeah, we've got a lot of them. Oh, I would also like to wrap up this Lady Trent series this year as well. I'm missing only 1 book. I believe there's 5 in total in this series. Would love to finish that this year as well to wrap this bad boy up. But this list just keeps going. That's because there's 160 books on this list, Jenna. That's why. There we go. Sometimes you just need to scroll a little farther. But yeah, these are so many wonderful books. We're coming to the end of it. I have another Rebecca Roanhorse on this list. Lots of Brando Sandos. All of these. Cage of Dark Hours. I'm really excited about that one. And I believe the 3rd one's coming out very, very, very soon. Oh, there we go. All the last little cover thumbnails are loaded in. But yeah, so those are all the books that I have to read this year. And the plan, honestly, the hope and the wish, it's never a goal every year, but the hope and the wish is always to read down to 100 books on my TBR. That is possible, but it is a challenge that I have never actually undertaken because I just don't think it would work for my brain. Because as a mood reader, I need access to like all things. I would need access to my library and all that kind of stuff, which I do have access to. But then it would be to the point of like, I would read off of my TBR for like a month, and then I would just ignore that rule entirely and it would go out the window. And then I'd just be reading all from the library again because I would just need new things. And I would have the idea that, oh, I have nothing on my TBR to read, which is such a lie. You just saw 160 books on this list. But this year, definitely the goals and the reading plans are to read a lot of the sequels that I have on my list, to read more diversely. Of course, that's always a goal. But I think this TBR that I have right now, the 160 books that I have to pick from, are good. I think they are a fairly good standing number of ones to pick through. I have a number of duology finishers that are right there, like off the top of my head: Celestial Monsters, The Weavers of Alamaxa, and Heavenly Tyrant. Those are 3 duologies that I can pop off very easily and finish those series back to back to back, because I do have a goal of finishing 10 series this year, which should be easy, because I have a number of series laid out in the back of my reading journal that are possibilities, that are like the ones that I really want to focus on. So again, another duology that I could finish is The Elements of Cadence. Hopefully this year I actually successfully do finish more series, because I was looking at my Cop-Out spreadsheet, and because I keep a series tracker in that, and I have ongoing series, 88 ongoing series, and 121 series have been DNF'd, and I've finished, out of all the series that I've started, which is over 200 and some shit, I've finished 46 of them. So there's a lot of series that I can dabble in, if you will. So many. But yeah, I think this like little buy books with me type situation at the beginning of the year has been, last year the goal was to like buy a lot of diverse books so that I could fill my shelves with diverse books, because I noticed that my TBR was very white, which is because a lot of the times when I buy diverse books, those are the first ones that I read. So the books that are on my TBR for a really long time are all by white people. And they're not like a diverse cast of white people. It's just like cis-het, able-bodied, straight white people, which is they're not the funnest books in the world, you know? The best books in the world are the diverse ones. So that's why whenever I bring them onto my TBR and bring them into my house, those are the first ones that get read, so that my TBR is predominantly white, because I don't have a lot of those books waiting for me. But I think now my TBR is pretty diverse. So I just need to keep, it's all about diversifying your actual shelves as well, and like bringing in the books that you can then read, and like, diversifying your TBR, all that kind of stuff. So last year's goal was to do that. This year, I didn't go in with a goal. I just went in for vibes. But we ended up coming out with a lot of sequels, which I think is a really good thing, that I can focus on the sequels of series and start like wrapping them up, because there's constantly new things coming out, new series, starts of series, new authors, debut authors, all this kind of stuff, that a lot of the ones that I've started just get left behind. And I'm notoriously bad at finishing series, as you guys know. So I think we're going to be set up for success this year. I believe. And now we're going to toss it back to past Jenna in this other clip that you watched before this to wrap up this video. But I think the reading plans are going to be good this year. I think they're pretty solid. Thank you for hanging out as I go book shopping for the first time this year. And now I'm going on a book buying ban and a money saving venture for the next few months. So I think I'm set though with the book outlet box that I got. 2 book outlet boxes that I got at the end of the year. And then these to start the year off right. I think a book buying ban and a stopping book buying venture is in order. Just because I feel like I have enough now. I think my TBR is back up to over 160 books. So I'm pretty sure I have enough. Anyways, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you in another video very soon. Stay cut and keep on reading.